All right, boys and girls, the continuation of the tale of Peter Rabbit. Are you ready? Let's see where we were. Okay, we were on this page. Remember, he was caught in the gooseberry net, and the birds were trying to get him to help himself. Mr. McGregor came up with a sieve which he intended to pop upon the top of Peter, but Peter wriggled out just in time, leaving his jacket behind him. Oh, no. Now he's lost 2 shoes and his jacket. Oh! And he rushed into the tool shed and jumped into a can. It would have been a beautiful thing to hide in if it had not had so much water in it. Oh no. Mr. McGregor was quite sure that Peter was somewhere in the tool shed, perhaps hidden underneath a flower pot. He began to turn them over carefully, looking under each, and presently Peter sneezed. Mr. McGregor was after him in no time. You see him turning over the pots? Can you see Peter's ears in the watering can? Stick it up. Uh-oh. And tried to put his foot upon Peter, who jumped out of a window, upsetting 3 plants. Those are geraniums. My mother loves geraniums. The window was too small for Mr. McGregor, and he was tired of running after Peter. He went back to his work. Can you see his foot? He didn't get him, though. But that little bunny shouldn't be in his stuff now, should he? No, sir, he should not. Peter sat down to rest. He was out of breath and trembling with fright, and he hadn't the least idea which way to go. Also, he was very damp from sitting in that can. After a time, he began to wander about, going lippity, lippity, not very fast, and looking all around. There he sits. Aww. This picture always made me sad. He found a door in a wall, but it was locked, and there was no room for a fat little rabbit to squeeze underneath. An old mouse was running in and out over the stone doorstep, carrying peas and beans to her family in the wood. Peter asked her the way to the gate, but she had such a large pea in her mouth that she could not answer. She only shook her head at him. Peter began to cry. This makes me sad for Peter. But he should have listened to his mother. Well, fiddle, friends, I can't turn the page. Oh, check out this picture. Then he tried to find his way straight across the garden, but he became more and more puzzled. Presently, he came to a pond where Mr. McGregor filled his water cans. A white cat was staring at some goldfish. She sat very, very still, but now and then the tip of her tail twitched as if it were alive. Peter thought it best to go away without speaking to her. He had heard about cats from his cousin, little Benjamin Bunny. See those fish in the water? There's one of Mr. McGregor's watering cans. That's a pretty white cat. He went back towards the tool shed, but suddenly, quite close to him, he heard the noise of a hoe. Scritch, scratch, scratch, scratch. Peter scuttered underneath the bushes, but presently, as nothing happened, he came out, and he climbed upon a wheelbarrow and peeped over. The first thing he saw was Mr. McGregor hoeing onions. His back was turned towards Peter, and beyond him was the gate. Can you see that? Here Peter sits in the wheelbarrow. And there There's Mr. McGregor, and way back here, that's the gate. What's he going to do? How is he going to get over there? Peter got down very quietly off the wheelbarrow and started running as fast as he could go along a straight walk behind some black currant bushes. Mr. McGregor caught sight of him at the corner, but Peter did not care. He slipped under the gate and was safe at last in the wood outside the garden. Here's a picture. There's Mr. McGregor running with him. You see what he has in his hand? He's running with a rake, running after Peter all the way down that hedge. There he goes. Boy, he doesn't look like he could fit under there, but I'll tell you what, rabbits can do it. They can squeeze under just about anything. Oh my goodness, look at this. Mr. McGregor hung up the little jacket and the shoes for a scarecrow to frighten the blackbirds. I don't think Peter's mother is going to be very happy about that. Peter never stopped running or looked behind him until he got home to the big fir tree. He was so tired that he flopped down upon the nice, soft sand on the floor of the rabbit hole and shut his eyes. His mother was busy cooking, and she wondered what he'd done with his clothes. It was the second little jacket and pair of shoes that Peter had lost in a fortnight. Friends, I bet you don't know what a fortnight is. A fortnight is 14 days. That's like 2 weeks. I'm sorry to say that Peter was not very well during the evening. His mother put him to bed and made some chamomile tea, and she gave a dose of it to Peter. 1 tablespoon to be taken at bedtime. And do you remember their names? Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail. Can you see where the mother rabbit has the fire going back there? But Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail had bread and milk and blackberries for supper. The end. And that is the tale of Peter Rabbit. What do you think, boys and girls? Should you listen to your mamas and daddies when they tell you what you need to do and not do? Peter should have listened to his mother. Don't be like Peter. God bless you. See you soon.